guys, welcome to another Stock Cars show and the first proper special video of 2025. Of course that means it's World Final week for the BriSCA F2 Stock Cars at Cowdenbeath, but we will get into that in a little bit. Quick mention is that Charlie Ginchard is now Supreme Champion in the F2s, winning it at Mildenhall on Saturday evening, so congratulations to him. Kings Lynn saw the F1 World Final warm-up and the Consolation semi-final. Over 70 cars, which is a great taster for what we might see next week. Heat 1, Final and National 2 was taken by Ryan Harrison, who put on a dominant display. Heat 2 was won by Craig Finnegan. Consolation 1 was won by New Zealand driver Jack Mears. Consolation 2 was won by Sia de Vries, and Grand National 1 was an awesome race, seeing the four cars being covered by a blanket, that being won by Joe Booth. The most important race of the night though was the Consolation semi-final, which saw Charlie Sauder, after a couple laps, get away at the front and keeping it to secure his position in the World Championship. But the battle for second wasn't so easy, as Finn Sargent and Casey Engelston had an awesome battle for the final spot, which saw Finn Sargent take it and join the back of the grid. Big well done to them too, I'm sure they will give it everything from the back of the World Final grid. Now then, on to this week, the BriSCA F2 2025 World Final at Cowdenbeath on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And due to it being a big weekend, I've brought some people onto the channel to give their opinions and predictions on this weekend's race for the gold. Joining today's episode, we have Mr. Trackstar commentator James.
Hello.
Mr. Biggest Brain in Banger Racing Demo.
Hello.
And Mr. Don't You Know I've Raced a Saloon Once, Josh.
Hello, everyone.
We'll start with Demo. You're not fully a stock car man just yet, but you've been watching a fair few F2 meetings this season. What's your thoughts going into the biggest weekend of the year, and who's some drivers you're looking out for?
This year with the live watch-alongs I've been doing, unfortunately for me, it's been mainly just shale tracks. So it's been like Kings Lynn. We did the Northampton stream as well for the European Weekender. And they have been, in my opinion, one of the best formulas to watch, the BriSCA Formula 2s. I mean, they've had some absolutely amazing numbers as well. I think they had a really good meeting at Good Friday at Skegness as well. That's one that sticks out in my mind. And then I went to see them personally at Mildenhall and Kings Lynn, and they were fantastic there as well. So going into this, there are the few names that I'm looking into at the moment. Archie Grindy's one that stands out. Dan Roots, I think he's been an interesting driver to watch this year. Not 100% been doing the greatest season in the world, I don't think, but he's definitely been in those top 5 places, I think. And obviously Ginchard and Moody and Luke Wrench and the Burgoynes, of course, they're big names as well. So yeah, I think this is going to be an excellent meeting, and if anything, if the previous meetings that I've watched on live streams anything to go by, we're going to see some fast and furious action at Cowdenbeath.
So the front row is once again Charlie Ginchard and Gordon Moody for the 4th year in a row. We'll start with, are these two miles above the rest?
I would have to say they are, but there are other drivers that have been in BriSCA F2s before that are also up there with both them two drivers.
With Charlie Ginchard, he's been very dominant this year in 2025. I mean, he's won the Supreme Championship and the English Championship. Granted, those were on shale and not tarmac. Obviously, Ginchard being the fan favourite, he's definitely got a lot to lose. And Moody, who is a former world champion himself, I can't remember what track he won it on. Oh, is it 4 times, is it?
Yeah, 4 times. We got 2005 or 6 at Mildenhall, 2018 at Bristol, 2019 at Buxton, and 2023 at Nuts Corner.
A few of those are tarmac tracks, and I think Gordon Moody is definitely, especially on that inside line as well, which means he can stay inside and that, but they're definitely going to be ones to watch, I think. Because I think they could pull away very quickly.
Well, whilst, yes, they are currently at the very top, I'd say, in terms of pace and consistent point scoring, I reckon they're not as far ahead as they have been the last couple seasons. You've had the Burgoynes really step up this year, especially Stephen Burgoyne, very high up there in the points. He was up there in the semis as well. And obviously Chris being on row 2, right behind Gordon. I mean, that gap is coming down between the top two and everybody else, I think, because it's been a very competitive F2 season, one of the most competitive I can remember in recent memory. So I think, yes, whilst Ginch and Moody are still at the very top, that gap has come down significantly.
Probably one of the spiciest talking points going into the World Final is Chris Burgoyne versus Gordon Moody after some conflict the past few weeks. And with Chris starting right behind Gordon to make it an all-Scottish inside front two, what kind of games do you think will be played?
Personally, I think there will be a lot of tit for tat, as in there could be a bit of rule breaking going on. But then again, we're saying about McGowan versus Moody, but then again, I don't know how many Fagens have also qualified for Ginchard. So that is also, it's a bit of a tit for tat, really. You've got two of the top drivers up on the front row. You don't know how many of the McGoyans are qualified. You don't know how many of the Fagens are qualified. So this could get a very tasteful race, probably more tasteful than what Taunton was.
I can say that 2 Burgoynes have qualified, the other one's in the LCQ.
Right, okay. So Moody might have his hands full, in my personal view. But then again, if he gets away and they're both out, then he might not have to worry about it. That's for Moody, anyways.
Well, I think they have that history, but I also think that those two specifically, they know what they're in the race for. They want to win that gold, and I don't think they would let the rivalry distract from the main mission of winning the gold. I mean, if obviously one of them's ahead and there's a few laps to go, would they go in for a last proper hit to get rid of them so they get a secure place? Probably, but I don't think they're gonna have the big talking point, rivalry based talking point of the race. Personally, I think that's going to be given to Ginchard and the Fagens.
I think with it being a world final, I think there's always going to be a push going into turn one. Whilst Chris will still want to win the gold, I think he might play it a little bit sensibly. But if Moody punts him into the next corner, if he manages to get ahead, I think then stuff will kick off. But honestly, with it being a world final, the stakes are so high, you don't want to throw away an entire season just because of some silly rivalry. And whilst what they have going on is quite serious, and we've seen that at Knockhill and Agnes, I think, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I think the big push going into turn one, it's not really going to change anything, especially at Cowdenbeath.
Obviously, we've got some drivers who are either low down on the grid or in the Consolation semi-final, such as Archie and Aidan Grindy. Liam Rennie may be further back than he would like. Anyone you think who isn't in the world or is towards the back that maybe people should keep an eye out for?
Liam Rennie put on a good performance at the UK Speed Weekend, which tarmac he seems to be doing all right with. Grindy though, I don't know which one it is. 155.
I think it's Archie's in. Yeah, I think it's Archie's in.
Yeah, that'd be Archie. Archie has been a man on a mission this season. Went all the way from white. Won, I think it was 4 races back to back at Skeg. Went from white to blue within a matter of meetings. Then went from blue to red. He's up to red. I don't know if he might be on the verge of superstar just yet. But then again, winning the world final, he may be a bit, I wouldn't call him a dark horse. I'd just call him more of an underdog.
I believe it's Archie that was really close to winning the British. I think he tried a last bender, so he's got the pace.
Well, I know Aidan Grindy has won the UK Open at Skeg. So, I mean, both of them have got talent behind them. So it's just, it's anyone's game, really. It's what happens on the night. It's down to luck. It's down to skill. It's down to whatever really happens. It's one of them.
Down to weather. Could be down to weather. Yeah. It's looking like it could be wet.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, the wet does change it. So that's all I can really go off, really.
I think Aiden Grindy's definitely one for the last chance qualifier. I think he could do really well. Obviously, we've already got 2 Burgoynes in the main race, but Lewis Burgoyne in 547, he should be one to watch. But I think also Ewan Miller has been one that could be an underdog in the world final in 629. I think they've had some good racing so far, and if they could just, the people at the back of the grid, and maybe this is just my banger racing mindset, a lot of times when there's just a pile up, the best thing is to be at the back, because you could see the pile up and then you could try and get around it, whereas at the front you're the main target because everyone wants to get there first, and you're getting destroyed immediately. So sometimes looking at the back of the grid is sometimes the best place, and looks of it, you got some top drivers at the back of the grid, so don't doubt them out, or count them out even.
Well, to be honest, I haven't really had a very good look at the grid, but Liam Rennie is one that sticks out to me. Basically, any of the top Scottish runners that are towards the back, or some of the Northern Irish drivers, I think really could be interesting. Some of the Fagens maybe, unless they're going after Ginchard, but honestly, I think there's obviously Aiden and Archie and them lot, they've had stellar seasons, been winning up and down the country left and right. Liam Rennie's a big one because he's the current UK champion, had a stellar weekend at Skegness on his return, and he clearly has pace, and on his home soil, on his stomping grounds, really going to stand a chance. But like I said, I haven't really looked at the grid very much, so I don't really know who's where or what to expect, but there are quite a few outliers, definitely for sure, towards the middle or the back of the grid. It's going to be fascinating to see.
2 drivers that are on the grid that was involved in a huge talking point in last year's world final is the reigning world champion Luke Wrench and 127 Matt Stoneman, both on the outside row. Matt, since coming back from the ban, has looked very quick in his new style of car, and Luke Wrench has quietly but consistently got on with the season in gold. Are these two going to be a big talking point again?
I wouldn't say there'd be a big talking point, but then again, Luke Wrench and Stoneman were very unexpected in the world final. Like, after watching it, because when I watched it, I was with, obviously, yourself and a load of others at Northampton watching BriSCA F1s for the shootout. So, even the people that we were sat with were shocked on Stoneman and Wrench getting up there and secretly making moves and making their way up the grid. So, they could be a bit of a fly under the radar sort of thing, but again, it's these drivers, they know they can be consistent, they know they can put the pace in, they know they can drive well. It's one of them races where they've got to make the right choices, they've got to make the right moves, they've got to make the right braking points, they've got to know when to accelerate, when to brake, and so forth. These sort of drivers have to know what they're doing to get to where they want to go.
I think they're definitely going to be, in the sense of I think they're going to be in the top 4 mid-race. I think they're definitely going to be up there. Could I see them tangle up? Possibly. Like I said previously, I think a lot these drivers will have their mind to the actual championship, so they won't get really aggressive with each other unless it's like the final lap or something like that.
Final lap, like last bender.
Yeah, like, or just before then, with like, you know, building up to the final lap, because some people like to just spin someone out, just so they have a bit of confidence going into that final lap, because if you're not confident in your last bend lunge, you could literally take yourself out in the process, but also you could also give that driver you're trying to take out the advantage if you do it wrong, because they could spin you out.
Do or die move, innit?
Yeah, so why it's always risky.
Now, with Matt Stoneman this year, he started building chassis for himself and his customers, and they have shown to be very quick cars. Matt's won quite a lot. We've had other drivers like 980 win quite a bit in them and stuff like that. So they're good cars. Matt Stoneman obviously has a lot of pace. He put himself in the right position at Taunton last year to win on track. Just unlucky he got disqualified. But Luke Wrench, also another one that kind of stands out. Whilst he's not had the greatest season, I'll be honest. He's quick. He still has pace. He can still mix it up. So if he survives the initial push, he could try and get up there, try and pick a few people off if he survives. But again, it's all about turn one, especially if you're on the outside line at Cowdenbeath. That is dangerous. So it's all about survival for those two on the outside line. Same for everybody else. I mean, Matt Stoneman, like I said, been really good. So we'll have to see, won't we? I think they'll mix it up for sure if they survive.
Obviously, you said about the Stoneman chassis. Tommy Farrell won a British Championship in it, and he's not even made the grid, so he's got some work to do in the Consolation semi-final.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, from when I've seen him, he didn't have a very good UK speed weekend. So I mean, maybe this will be a change of luck for him. Now that he's gotten some bad meetings out of the way, get some good ones in, try and get a good result in the world final. Not in the world final. See if he can even like qualify or anything. We'll see.
We can't not talk about this week's World Final without an obvious talking point. Ginchard versus Fagen. We all know what happened last year. We all saw what happened at Skeg. Are these two or another going to come together again in the World Final?
I mean, I'm sorry, but if Charlie gets hit by at least one of the Fagens, he's going to bury him. Like I say, we saw what happened at UK Speed Weekend. There was about 5 of them there, and only one of them picked on him. But the only reason he put one of them in was because they tried to do him in the previous corner, and they backed off. So, like I say, Charlie has made it clear and made his intentions clear. If they're close by and they make the move on him, then he will go round. He will do him back. But then again, if he's smart about it and he manages to give him that nudge and then fly underneath them on the inside line or possibly on the outside line, depending on what happens in that situation, he could do really well. He could get away, he could have them out, and then he won't have to worry about them. But like I say, he's quick. He's been consistent this year. He's proven to everybody that he is what he said he was. He was the real number one. But obviously, luck had it on the night. Obviously, he got taken out by a backmarking car. Obviously, he got out, did what he did. Like, it was quite a highlight of the night for everybody. But do we really want to see it again? Not really, because even Charlie has said himself he doesn't want to see that. He doesn't like doing it. But at the same time, do we want a good battle with all the drivers? 100%. We all go there. We all watch this race. We watch all championship races for all the drivers to put on a good show and to prove that they are worthy and deserving of that championship roof.
Do you think, obviously last year what happened was Fagen went wide because he was being lapped and then Ginchard safely went through. Do you think he can do that again or does he have to put him in straight away?
See, this is where...
If it comes to it, if he is lapping him.
Right, so my personal opinion on that would be, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If he wants to make that decision, that's a risk he's got to be willing to take. If he gets away and he leaves him alone, happy days. If he does the same thing again, I mean, look at what happened the first time. It all kicked off. Like I say, he done a little dance. He run around the track. He was just giving it the whole number one in the air and everything. Like I just said, Charlie doesn't want to do that, but he does it to prove a point that you have to do what you did just to take him out. You couldn't do it within the rules.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be quite quite an aggressive race between them. But Ginchard is at the front of the grid, so in theory, if they are able to get away, we may not even get to see them clash. But at the same time, if there's like a pile up and then Ginchard's trying to get back around and that, will the Fagen go straight into Ginchard? I definitely think there's a very high possibility. But again, with the idea of like, it's a championship, will they risk ruining their own race to get rid of an enemy? Now, obviously, the blood feud can happen. It has happened in the past where people have literally risked their own race just to get rid of someone, because it's like, if I'm not going to win, you ain't winning either. So that could come into effect. And I know there's a bit of controversy with that, with the idea of them crashing into each other and following each other full chat into the wall. But in my opinion, and this is coming off Banger Racing, of course, rivalries is what makes people want to go to these events, because they see them on the booking list and they're like, oh, these two are going to have a war, and that's what brings people in. Is it always the best thing to see drivers go full chat into the wall? Obviously no, in the stock car, because they're not really designed to take hits, because obviously bangers are meant to fold on impact, whereas the F2s are designed for speed and not exactly getting hit into the wall. But I think it's going to be a rivalry that's going to be talked about for a little while longer.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a given, because I imagine there's a couple of them on the grid. Like I said, I haven't looked.
I think there's 3, but I could be wrong.
I think there's 3, yeah. But yeah, I think something will happen, especially if they make their way up towards the front, or if Ginch gets a big push going into 1 and gets a bad corner. I think he'll be right in the jaws of them, but could be interesting. It's going to be interesting, because it all depends on how far up Ginch is, or if he's gone quite far back, if he's had a bad start, could just write the race off and just entertain the crowd with them, because like we've seen, big drama, big crashes, so you never know really with those guys. It's going to be fun though, it's going to be exciting for the crowd there and for us watching at home.
Now then, on to the most biggest important question of the video, the top 3 prediction for the 2025 F2 World Final. I'll go first. Third place, I'm going to say Matt Stoneman. I think he's going to get slight redemption from last year after getting disqualified quite harshly, some people would say, from last year's win. So I'll say he'll get third. Second, I'm going to go for Charlie Ginchard. I feel like it will rain personally, that we're looking at the weather. So we'll see how that comes into play. But I think Charlie Ginchard will get second. And I think redemption from the last Cowden Beef World Final and becoming 5-time world champion, Gordon Moody is going to win the world final at Cowden Beef. But what do you guys think?
I mean, to be honest, I actually have a feeling Rebecca Smith could be a good third place pick. But that's if she can get up there. Yeah. But if we're going off speed, consistency, skill, and stuff like that, I think I'm going to go for Matt Stoneman again. Yeah, I think it could be a good third place. But then again, like you said, pile-ups, red flags, yellow flags, and so forth. This is a race where it is anybody's. Like, originally, my first thought when I was watching this at Taunton, I thought Moody had it. Hands down, 100%, he got it. Moody got took out. Ginchard was flying. He was away, he was gone. Got taken out. All of a sudden, Matt Stoneman's come out of nowhere. And then obviously got docked out of the result. And then obviously Luke Wrench won it. Like, it is anybody's. You don't know who's going to win it until you actually see it happen. And you don't know who's going to get second, third, fourth, and fifth. It is one of these races where it's unpredictable. You can't...
The joys of stock car racing.
Yeah, honestly, 100%. The joys of stock car racing. This sort of event, with these sort of drivers, with the BriSCA F2s, especially with the BriSCA F2s being such a good formula, it is unpredictable. Like, obviously, you got your BriSCA F1s, you got Saloon stock cars, you got 1300s, you kind of are a bit, yeah, this race is a bit more predictable than some, but I think, personally, in my view, BriSCA F2s is one of the most unpredictable world finals you will ever see.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
second place, I've got a feeling it'll maybe be Chris Burgoyne or Moody. But I'm sorry to say it, there's only one number one.
Ties it perfectly. Who's your world champion prediction then? I think it's obvious.
There's only one number one in this room, and that's Charlie Ginchard.
Outside row one.
He's winning it. He deserves to win it. He more than deserves to win it.
National points champion twice. European champion once. British champion once, I think. Once. Supreme champion this weekend.
Yep.
What else has he won? There's a fair few now.
World of
So
Shale champion.
Oh yeah, World of Shale. English twice.
Yep.
So he's got the honours. He's just missing that big one, that gold roof.
I think there's only one championship that he hasn't won, and then he joined Moody in becoming like I wouldn't say the most decorated, but he'll have won it all and done it all. Don't know if it is true or not.
Rumours.
But he has said, these are rumours, so don't hold my hands to it. But he will not move to a BriSCA F1 until he wins that gold roof.
Yeah, do a poly.
He will. Yeah, do a poly. I reckon the BriSCA F1s will be a bit of a challenge for him. Because, like I say, Polly has been doing this for several years. Like, he done the BriSCA F2s for many, many years. Won it all, done it all. But never really won the gold roof, I don't think. I don't know how many times Polly actually won the gold roof in the BriSCA F2s.
Once, 2022.
There you go then. So, as soon as he won that gold roof, that was it. He knew what he wanted to do after that. So, I'm guessing I'm seeing a bit of a pattern. So, it seems like you win the world in BriSCA F2s, you go on to BriSCA F1s. Moody hasn't really done that. Like, he's had a go in a BriSCA F1, yes, granted. But he seems to love the F2s way, way more.
Yeah, especially when he's the GOAT in F2s as well.
He is the GOAT in F2s. Like, there is a reason why they call him talent not tampered with.
So your top three prediction is Matt Stoneman in third, Gordon Moody was it in second, and Charlie Ginchard, the world champion.
Yes.
My third place prediction, I personally think it's going to be Ewan Miller, 629 on the inside 11th row. Being at the back could stay, could be an advantage being at the back because of the pile-ups that could happen. And it is Cowden beef, so those corners are really tight. And if there's a pile-up, oh boy, you will be thankful you're at the back. Second place in my eyes has to be Chris Burgoyne. The Burgoynes have actually been really good this year. I believe one of the Burgoynes actually won a championship at Nuts Corner earlier this year.
Yeah, Chris Burgoyne's Irish Open champion.
Right, because he was defending the European Championship at Northampton, but he lost that one. But it being tarmac, I think Chris Burgoyne will be second place. And I'll be honest, in my opinion, the one who's going to win the world title, I think might go to Matt Stoneman. Because I think that spot is...
Bit of redemption.
Yeah, a bit of redemption. And I think it's a good spot, being on that part of the track. And obviously with the history and everything. But I think it's a really good spot on the track to be in. And yeah. Because I think with the top drivers being that far in front as well with the Burgoynes and that, I feel like it could get very spicy. And if you stay out of the way a little bit, you should be alright.
Again, all about survival. I think one that could be a dark horse in this race. Here's my dark horse pick. I think he's going to get third. Ryan McGill, 463. Whenever I've seen him this year, he's been very, very quick. And I believe he's a Scottish driver as well. So it's on his stomping grounds. Ryan McGill. Maybe a change of fortune from, I believe it was Saloon World Weekend last year when he had a big flip, or at some point this year. I can't remember when it was. But Ryan McGill, my dark horse pick in third place. Second place, see, I'm looking at people on the inside line. I'm thinking from row 7, Liam Rennie could be an interesting one. But then again, you got Ginch, Moody on the front row. You got Stephen Burgoyne, row 4 outside. It's tough. I think I can see Ginchard surviving, but I don't think he's going to be quite as good as Moody. So I'm going to go Ginch second, and my number 1 pick, race winner, Gordon Moody. I mean, it's his stomping grounds. The man is unstoppable on tarmac. You have to take him out to win it. So, yeah, I think, yeah, Moody's going to win it and win another world title.
Bit of
The man is
redemption
just
for
on another level.
2014 when Speak blocked him from what
Definitely.
looked like a certain win.
I mean, yeah, that was revenge from 2013, though, I feel like, as well,
Yeah.
with what happened at Taunton. But, yeah, no, Moody, he is my pick for the gold in 2025. All I hope for, is just a cracking F2 stock car race. I want to see bumpers flying. I want to see some exciting racing, some changes up and down the field. Just a bit of excitement, spice the race up a bit.
I mean, if you're looking purely on grids, we've got arguably the 2 best grids for F2s and F1s in a long time. So this could be 2 world final races we talk about for a long, long time.
They'll be very competitive. Very stacked, very open grid. Obviously, Moody on pole, he could get away, but then again, Cowden Beef. It's going to be a big push into 1 and 2. Burgoyne will send it on Moody, I'm sure, but it all depends on how you hit the wall and manage to come out of that corner. It needs to come out straight, need to get away from the field, put your foot down, try not to take too much damage, and you'll be away, pretty much. So, we'll see what happens.
Do we do a Holland and get repair time in turn 1?
Oh, I mean, the overseas drivers on row 3, it depends who goes there. I mean, they could spice things up. We have very quick overseas drivers, especially from Northern Ireland, and even a couple Dutch drivers that could be very quick, so you never know.
Could be back to Dutch.
We'll see. We'll see if Wim Peters gets out there and manages to get a good result. Could be interesting.
Thank you to everyone who's watched today's video. Thank you to the boys for getting involved. I'm sure they'll get involved next week again for the F1 World Final. Let's have a good weekend. Crown a new world champion or crown Luke Wrench as a back-to-back world champion. And I'll try and get a video out each day after the meetings this weekend. Enjoy your weekend and let's have a good one.